Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves, because what I'm about to tell you isn't just gossip. It's a full-blown hip-hop earthquake. You thought the drama between Lil Durk, Asian Doll, and the late King Von had already reached its peak? Oh no. Tonight, the internet is set on fire with a revelation so jaw-dropping, so game-changing, that fans don't even know whether to cry, laugh, or grab some popcorn. Imagine this. A secret DNA test, whispered about in closed circles, allegedly leaked straight from the underground. And the results? Not only shocking, but absolutely devastating for everyone who thought they had this love triangle figured out. Because the whispers say, wait for it, King Von is the real father of Asian Doll's baby. Yeah, you heard me right. Von, the man whose legacy has been tugged, twisted, and fought over since his passing, might still be in the game in the most dramatic way possible. So, let me ask you, what happens when the truth spits in the face of the lies? What happens when Lil Durk's fans, already tired of the scandals, realize the DNA receipts don't lie? And more importantly, what happens when King Von's name refuses to be buried, even from beyond the grave? Stick around, because this isn't just news, it's a saga. And trust me, it's about to get messy. All right, family, buckle up, because this scandal didn't just appear out of nowhere. No. This is the product of years of drama, betrayal, and messy entanglements that make even the wildest soap operas look like child's play. At the center of this nuclear explosion, three names you already know: Lil Durk, Asian Doll, and King Von. Now, let's set the stage. Everyone remembers the infamous love triangle rumors that had the internet divided. Back then, people were whispering about late-night calls, secret meetups, and Instagram posts that looked a little too suggestive. Asian Doll, of course, has never been shy about stirring the pot. She thrives on chaos like rappers thrive on beats. Meanwhile, Durk, he's been walking around with that I run this energy, as if his word alone could erase years of speculation. And Von, well, even though he's not physically here, his name is still commanding headlines like he's alive and tweeting himself. But here's the kicker. After months of cryptic captions and suspicious timelines, an alleged DNA test. Yes, the kind that Maury Povich would have built an entire TV empire on, slid into the internet's lap. And what did it supposedly reveal? That King Von, not Durk, is a biological father of Asian Doll's baby. Pause for gasps. Let's not downplay this, because the implications are massive. First of all, it blows open the already fragile relationship web between Durk and Asian Doll. These two have been circling each other for years, sometimes allies, sometimes frenemies, always with that undercurrent of are they or aren't they? And fans ate it up, because who doesn't love a messy side plot in the rap universe? But think about what this means for Durk's image. This is the same man who built a reputation on loyalty and brotherhood. Durk and Von weren't just collaborators. They were supposed to be brothers in arms, the kind of bond that survives anything. So what happens when DNA receipts suggest that Durk might have been caught slipping into the messiest betrayal possible? It doesn't just crack the surface, it shatters the foundation. And don't even get me started on Asian Doll's role in this chaos. If the rumors are true, she basically pulled off the plot twist of the century. Imagine keeping quiet while the entire internet argued about paternity, only to drop a bomb that Von's legacy lives on in a literal, physical way. That's not just drama, that's Shakespearean-level chaos. That's Romeo and Juliet with Instagram filters and TMZ updates. Now, let's rewind the tape and remind everyone why this hits so hard. Remember when Asian Doll went on live streams crying over Von after his passing? She was branded the Queen of Mourning, posting heartfelt tributes, even fighting with other women who dared to claim Von in their own way. The public saw her as this tragic figure, the girl who lost her man too soon. But behind those tears, according to anonymous insiders who swear they've seen things we'll never see, there was a much more complicated story. Allegedly, she was juggling her grief with secrets that could unravel friendships, careers, and fan bases in one swift motion. And the fans? Oh, they're eating this up like Thanksgiving dinner. Twitter timelines are flooded with memes. TikToks are dissecting every lyric Von ever rapped about love or trust, And Reddit threads are running at full speed with conspiracy boards that look like FBI investigations. Some fans are saying, this proves Vaughn's spirit still moves through culture. Others? Nah, this is just clout chasing at its finest. The divide is real, and the arguments are brutal. But here's what makes it even juicier. Durk has been suspiciously silent. Normally, this man is quick to clap back, dropping cryptic bars in a song or tweeting something slick. Yet here, crickets. And you know what silence means in the world of celebrity drama? It screams guilt, confusion, or plotting. Is Durk planning a massive PR spin to shift the narrative back in his favor? Is he drafting a diss track so scathing that the internet won't know whether to dance or cry? Or is he sitting in a room somewhere, staring at the wall, realizing that Vaughn's ghost just dunked on him from the afterlife? Let's also not forget the money trail, because whenever there's scandal in hip-hop, there's always cash floating around. Sources, again, the kind who swear they're in the room but are really 3 steps removed, claim that hush money has been quietly moving behind the scenes. Allegedly, certain people were paid to stay quiet about who the real father was, until someone decided the payday wasn't enough. And boom, suddenly the DNA results leak. Convenient timing, right? And I know what you're thinking. Why should we believe any of this? Well, in the age of viral culture, it's not about truth. It's about perception. The story has already taken on a life of its own. Whether it's 100% accurate or not doesn't even matter anymore, because the narrative has captured the public imagination. In fact, that might be the most dangerous part. Durk's reputation doesn't hinge on what actually happened, but on what people believe happened. And right now, they believe Vaughn is the father. They believe Asian Doll has been holding this car in her pocket, waiting for the right moment to play it. And they believe Durk's silence speaks louder than any bar he could ever rap. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought this was just another baby mama drama, think again. This is a legacy war. This is a kind of scandal that doesn't just trend. It rewrites reputations. And if you think the internet is going to let this one slide, think again. Because this is just the beginning of a firestorm that's about to consume everything in its path. So here's where things get truly delicious. Folks, part 1 gave you the setup, Durk, Asian Doll, Vaughn, and the DNA bombshell. But part 2? Oh, this is where we peel back the curtain and show you the so-called receipts that have the internet spinning faster than a DJ call it ad lib. Now, according to documents circulating on forums that definitely don't look, Photoshop, wink wink, the DNA test results were allegedly conducted months ago. Not weeks, months. Which begs the obvious question. Why now? Why leak this information at the exact moment Durk is gearing up for tours, new music drops, and brand deals? Almost like somebody knew the timing would sting the hardest. Almost like someone wanted to drag him out of his king's chair and force him back into the mud with the rest of us mortals. Anonymous insiders. Yes, those shadowy figures who somehow know everything but never want to reveal their names, claim that Durk was already aware of the results. Picture it. A dimly lit hotel room, Durk scrolling through the papers, jaw tight, trying not to throw his phone across the room. Allegedly, his team begged him to keep it quiet, to control the narrative before it got out of hand. But let's be honest, nothing in 2025 stays secret. Not your texts, not your burner account tweets, and certainly not a DNA result tied to one of hip-hop's most controversial love triangles. An Asian Doll? Oh, she's been playing chess while the rest of us are stuck in checkers. Every tweet, every Instagram live, every cryptic caption about truth will come out suddenly looks like foreshadowing. She didn't need to drop the receipts herself. She just had to wait. Wait until the internet did the dirty work for her. And boy, did it ever. But the funniest part of all this? The public reactions. TikTok detectives are out here with magnifying glasses, freeze-framing old videos of Vaughn and Asian Doll together, claiming, "Look at the way he touched her hand. Yep, that's a baby in the making." Twitter is in flames, half the timeline screaming, "Vaughn forever," while the other half drags Durk like he personally betrayed them. And then there's the memes. Oh, the memes. Vaughn photoshopped into Maury Povich's chair, holding up test results with a caption, "You are the father." Durk edited into the corner, with that crying Jordan face. The internet has no mercy, and in this case, it's Vaughn's ghost that's getting the last laugh. But we can't just focus on fans. Let's talk industry reactions. Word on the street is that a few rappers, ones who've kept their mouths shut until now, are suddenly dropping sly lines in their music. Bars like, DNA don't lie, but your loyalty do, and even the grave can't save you from the truth. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe the industry loves a good scandal more than it loves a platinum plaque. And here's where things get really messy. The money. Sources allege that Durk's camp have been quietly funneling funds to handle the situation. We're talking payments to lawyers, hush money to alleged witnesses, and maybe even a buyout offer for whoever had the documents. But when the alleged leak still happened, that money trail backfired. Because now, instead of silencing the noise, the whispers about hush money just add fuel to fire. If he's innocent, fans ask, why would he need to pay anyone off? Exactly. Now, let's not forget the elephant in the room, Vaughn's legacy. For years, fans have argued about how his name should be remembered, as a rising star taken too soon, or as another troubled figure lost to the cycle of street life. This DNA revelation shifts that narrative dramatically. Suddenly, Vaughn isn't just a memory. He's a father, a man whose bloodline carries on, whose name refuses to fade away. And let's be real, that's powerful. It means murals, songs, documentaries, and now, potentially, a child who embodies the controversy and legacy of two of rap's most infamous figures. But let's sprinkle a little more chaos on this Sunday. Because apparently, the government wants a piece of the pie. That's right. Rumors suggest that family courts and even state officials are now circling the case, curious about custody, inheritance, and potential legal battles. If Vaughn is legally declared the father, then his estate becomes a whole new battlefield. Who controls the money? Who claims rights to his posthumous work? Suddenly, this isn't just about clout. It's about cold, hard cash. And you can bet the vultures are circling. Lawyers lining up, family members who never said a word before suddenly concerned, and opportunists trying to ride the wave. It's the kind of fallout that turns personal tragedy into a public spectacle, and the internet can't get enough. Meanwhile, Durk's silence has gone from suspicious to deafening. Fans are tracking his every move. Did he unfollow someone on Instagram? Did he change his bio? Did he drop a subliminal lyric in an unreleased snippet? Every pixel of his online activity is under a microscope. And let's be honest, no human can survive that kind of scrutiny without breaking. And let's not forget, the streets are watching too. Vaughn was beloved, and Durk's entire credibility has always rested on his loyalty to Vaughn. So if people believe he disrespected that bond by entangling himself with Asian Doll in ways that led to the scandal, then his street cred takes a nosedive. And in the rap world, that's more dangerous than any diss track. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're witnessing here is bigger than baby drama. This is a reputational collapse in slow motion. This is a dynasty wobbling on the edge of collapse. And the only thing holding it together? The fact that we don't yet know how Durk will respond. Will he clap back with bars so cold the internet forgets? Will he release his own receipts that flip the narrative on its head? Or will he crumble under the weight of Vaughn's ghostly shadow, forced to live forever in the knowledge that even death couldn't bury Vaughn's influence? And before you think this can't get worse, oh, trust me, it can. Because part 3, that's where we dive into the fallout, the lawsuits, the career damage, the fans turning into investigators, and the industry vultures tearing apart what's left. If part 2 was a leak, part 3 is explosion. Stay tuned, because the storm isn't over. It's only just beginning. If you thought the scandal was already nuclear, buckle up, because the fallout from these DNA results is like watching a celebrity asteroid crash straight into the hip-hop universe. Part 1 gave us the setup. Part 2 gave us the leaks and chaos. But part 3? This is where the wreckage really begins to smoke. Let's start with the legal consequences. Because where there's drama, there's always a lawyer lurking in the background with dollar signs in their eyes. Sources, again, those mysterious figures who always manage to leak just enough to keep the story alive, claim that a court filing is already in motion. If Vaughn is confirmed as a father, then Asian Doll's baby becomes heir to Vaughn's estate. Think about that. Suddenly, what was once a tragic legacy turns into a high-stakes legal battlefield. Every streaming dollar from Vaughn's catalog, every royalty from posthumous releases, even future documentaries or biopics. Now there's potential heir involved. And when money is on the line, family members who haven't been around in years suddenly pop up out of nowhere. Vaughn's cousins, Vaughn's aunties. Even that one uncle nobody's heard of since 2009. They're all ready to argue about who should be in control of what. It's not just about love anymore. It's about legacy and, more importantly, the bag. Meanwhile, Lil Durk? Oh! He's not just fighting for his reputation now. He's fighting for his career. Industry insiders say that promoters are suddenly hesitant about locking him in for certain big shows. Why? Because controversy sells tickets, sure, but also attracts chaos. And no promoter wants a full-blown scandal distracting from their million-dollar events. Rumors are swirling that at least one sponsor is already backed out of a deal, quietly citing brand alignment issues. Translation? They don't want to be associated with a man tangled in the biggest paternity scandal since Maury went off the air. And the fans. Oh, the fans. Some are doubling down, defending Durk to the grave, screaming fake news louder than politicians at a press conference. But others? They're done. They're tired. They're dragging him across timelines with hashtags like hashtag Vaughn is the father and hashtag Durk exposed trending worldwide. Entire TikTok series are popping up where users play detective, breaking down every lyric Durk ever wrote about loyalty, betrayal, and family, pointing at the screen like, see? He knew. But the biggest consequence isn't even financial or legal, it's cultural. Vaughn's name, already cemented in Chicago rap history, now gains a whole new dimension. He's no longer just a fallen star. He's a father whose child becomes a living, breathing extension of his legacy. For fans, that changes everything. Suddenly, murals, songs, and tributes hit harder. Vaughn isn't gone, he's alive through this next generation. And whether you believe the DNA receipts or not, the culture has already made up its mind. Now, let's talk about the media circus. TMZ-style outlets are tripping over themselves to cover every angle. Headlines like, Vaughn's ghost laughs from beyond as DNA confirms paternity. Durk's silent, while Vaughn's legacy shines brighter than ever. Asian Doll's plot twist, from mourning queen to mother of Vaughn's child. Podcasts are dedicating entire seasons to the scandal. YouTubers are breaking it down frame by frame. And conspiracy theorists? They're on fire. Some claim Vaughn predicted this in his lyrics. Others say the government is using the scandal as a distraction from real-world issues. Yes, people actually believe this. But when has the internet ever cared about reality? Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Durk's camp is allegedly scrambling. According to fake PR insiders, they've considered everything from releasing a tell-all documentary to dropping a surprise diss track aimed at Asian Doll. Imagine it. Durk in the booth, venom in his voice, trying to flip the script from scandal to sympathy. Will it work? Maybe. Or maybe it'll backfire and turn into another meme. Because let's face it, the internet is undefeated. But the darkest part of this fallout? The psychological warfare. Durk's entire brand is loyalty. Loyalty to Vaughn. Loyalty to his crew. Loyalty to the streets. If people now believe he betrayed that bond, even unintentionally, then his credibility takes a hit no Grammy can fix. And in the rap world, credibility is currency. Without it, you're broke, even if your bank account says otherwise. And yet, for Asian Doll, this scandal is both a curse and crown. On one hand, she's dragged through the mud as the instigator, the one who dropped the bomb. On the other hand, she becomes the woman tied forever to Vaughn's name, the mother of his child. For her career, this is the biggest platform she's ever had. But it's also the most dangerous, because with great scandal comes great backlash. The internet builds you up just to tear you down, and you can bet they'll come for her eventually. Let's not forget the whispers of government probes. No, not FBI agents in suits showing up at Durk's door, but more subtle interventions. Family courts, state investigations into estate management, even financial audits. Anytime millions are tied to a dead rapper's name, you better believe somebody in a suit wants a piece of the action. And if the courts officially declare Vaughn as the father, we're looking at years of legal chaos. Years. And through it all, fans keep asking the same question. Where's Durk's response? Every hour he stays silent. The memes get stronger, the narratives get bolder, and the damage digs deeper. Silence in this age isn't golden. It's gasoline on the fire. So here we are, a scandal born from whispers, fueled by leaks, and cemented by public opinion. Whether the DNA results are legit or not doesn't even matter anymore. The story has already been written by the people, and it goes like this. King Vaughn is the father, Asian Doll is the mother, and Lil Durk, he's left holding the bag of betrayal, silence, and suspicion. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just hip-hop drama. It's a cultural earthquake. Careers will shift. Legacies will be rewritten. And the internet will never, ever let us forget that one phrase. Vaughn is the father. And if you thought the explosion ended here, think again. Because scandals like these don't die. They evolve. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The scandal that has the entire hip-hop world spinning like a DJ stuck on repeat. DNA test drama, shattered loyalties, and a legacy that refuses to stay buried. King Vaughn isn't just a name on a mural anymore. He's now at the center of the wildest paternity storm we've ever seen. But the question is, what do you think? Do you believe the DNA receipts? Is Vaughn truly the father, making this the biggest betrayal twist of the decade? Or is this just another internet-fueled conspiracy designed to pit fans against each other while the truth hides in the shadows? Let's keep it real. Scandals like this don't die down. They grow. They evolve. And the only way to survive the chaos is to stay plugged in, because tomorrow's headline could be 10 times wilder. Imagine if Durk finally breaks his silence with a diss track. Imagine if Asian Doll goes live with a baby in her arms, demanding recognition. Imagine if Vaughn's family files a lawsuit that drags us all the way to court. This story isn't ending. It's just getting started. So I want to hear from you. Drop your hottest theories in the comments right now. Do you side with Team Durk, Team Vaughn, or Team Everybody's Lying? Be bold, be loud, because this channel is where the rawest opinions shine. And if you want to keep riding this roller coaster of truth, betrayal, and chaos, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because trust me, the next chapter in this saga is going to be even crazier. And you don't want to be the one who misses it. Until next time, stay tuned, stay suspicious, and stay ready for the next bombshell.